Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Rise and Slay Morning Show. My name is Rochelle, affectionately called Slay Queen Hemingway, CEO and founder of Slay to Success. I advise and empower women professionals, especially women veterans, to step into their most authentic personal brand to gain lucrative opportunities. And we focus on appearance, our body language, our communication skills, and our digital presence. Because guess what? All these four components can be easily enhanced to get what you want. And we do it by using the SLAY philosophy. Okay. And SLAY means to, and I know you already know, but I'm going to tell it to you anyway, to kill it, to dominate it, and to nail it, to be on point, to impress greatly, and to dream big and work hard until you own it. It is also an acronym, which stands for Universal Life and Leadership Philosophies that really resonate with me the most, which are stay ready to be ready, lead out loud, a sense of community, a sense of family, and you are built to last. And yes, here on the show is where I get to exercise, okay, and practice my professional keynote speaking. I am also a personal brand expert, a certified image consultant, a four-time author, and a United States Air Force veteran. 30 years. So welcome to the show. If you are in this space, good morning. Let me know where you're coming in, streaming in from. We've got stories of unapologetic confidence. Thank you again for your continued support and your current encouragement, because I know it's Leslie George behind the brand. And so thank you so much, Queen Madame, for being here. And for anyone else that's here, please let me know, okay? What's happening in your world? Because this morning, y'all, I'm going to enlighten you a little bit about my personal brand journey. So this is where I get to speak about things that are related to personal branding. Like I said, it is appearance, behaviors, communication skills, and digital presence. And this is all in the vein of how you want to be perceived and what people think about you. Okay, because at the end of the day, we're all trying to get opportunities that we probably couldn't get if we just stepped out there on our own. We have a tool, and I have a tool, and that is a personal branding tool. So I want to share with you all about my journey about losing 60 pounds. Okay. Now, some of you already know the story, some of you don't. So, for those that don't, I just want to share with you the insight of who I am, how I think, how I move, and how I'm navigating in this world. Good morning, Camille. How you doing, Queen? My sister from another mister. Good morning, top of the morning to you as well. And thank you so much for being here with us live. So I'm talking this morning about losing these 60 pounds. And I lost 60 pounds before I enlisted in the Air Force. Now, I went into the Air Force in 1991. All of my life before that, I was overweight. In fact, when I got to my junior year of high school, I was 200 pounds. And how did I know I was 200 pounds? We didn't have scales in our house. Okay. So I grew up in a household where, seconds was, the thing. Hey, you're hungry. You want to have seconds. We even have thirds. That was the way that our family showed love, was through food. And I used to eat a lot. And I didn't really understand the impact that it had on my life until I was in band. All right. And we were getting new band uniforms. For those that are band geeks out there, I was once a band geek. I played the alto saxophone, clarinet, bass clarinet. I played the small drum marching band. I was doing the small drum. And then my senior year, and I'll talk to you about what I did in my senior year when I get to that point of the story. But we had to get weighed in a room where everyone, all my friends, people that I, was in band with, they were weighing and taking people's heights. When I got on the scale, the woman that was taking down the weight, instead of privately writing it down, you know what she did? 200 pounds. Y'all, I didn't know how to really take that. I was embarrassed. I didn't quite understand how I got to that point. Um, some of my friends were weighing like 110, 120 pounds, and I knew I was a bigger girl, but I did not know that I had gotten to that point. So I'm going to show you a picture, y'all. Again, I got a lot of props today, so that way you can have an insight to who I am and what I do. Now, this is a picture of me, all right, holding balloons. I think this was my 17th or 18th birthday. This is when I was the 200 pounds. Okay. So what happened? Hey, Robin, you are too, Queen. Thank you so much for being here live with this morning. I hope that you and your family are doing well, Queen. I miss you. So me and Robin were stationed at and I'm gonna get it right, at Nellis. You know how many years that's been ago, and we were first sergeants at the time. So glad to see you. Okay, glad to see you, Queen. So between my junior year and my senior year of high school, I started working at a restaurant called Chi Chi's. It's a Mexican restaurant. It was a chain. I don't think that they exist anymore. But I started working double shifts, meaning I would get up in the morning and I would go work, like the afternoon. It was like early morning, 11 to like 2 o'clock. Then I would go to school because I was going to college at the Indiana University of Kokomo, because I'm from Kokomo, Indiana, and I went to the community college there. And then I would go back at night and I would pull another shift. And I continued to do that over the summer. And over the summer, I lost 40 pounds. All right. So going into my senior year, everybody was like, oh my gosh, she lost all this weight. How did she lose this weight? And I didn't really understand or know because I was still young, right? And I wasn't eating right. I was just working. Sometimes I wouldn't even eat, but like one meal a day, because it was just too busy. But then over my senior year, I got selected to be the drum major in band. All right, so drum majors in marching bands is kind of the coveted role where you're leading the entire marching band through the songs, the playing, the moves, the whole thing, right? And over my senior year, I lost another 20 pounds. Did you know that when I weighed myself again, I was like 140 pounds? And then I decided to take a chance with my girlfriend, and we still are friends, all right? We're still really close. Her name is April. And she said, hey, let's go in the buddy program and let's enlist into the military. I went to the Air Force. She went to the Army. I went in and enlisted, and I was in the Air Force for 30 years. All right. But did you know me losing the weight is when I really started my personal brand journey? Like, I had to really think about it over the past year or so. And I'm like, that's it. That's it. It changed the trajectory of my life. If I had not lost the 60 pounds, I wouldn't have had the ability to enlist in the Air Force, because at the time, the maximum allowable weight that you could go into the military was 142 pounds. When I got weighed in before I went to the MEP Center, which is like the enlisted, well, it's called, I forget what it's actually called, y'all, but somebody who knows, been in the military, y'all know what that is. But it's a place where you go before you go into the military, where they give you your physical. You got to, take some tests and all this other stuff, right? And I weighed 138 pounds. So over the course of my career, I have seen ups and downs in my weight, but Now that I'm in my 50s, I still weigh the same amount, maybe less than I did before I went into the military, because I decided that I wanted to continue to show up for myself and show up differently. Okay. And so I felt stuck in this picture, y'all. Okay. I'm going to show it again because maybe you can see it here. I felt stuck. I felt sad. I did not feel myself at all. I felt like I was invisible. I was hiding behind the balloons. Okay. And whatever happened, right? I had to get real with myself, especially after I got into the military, because I needed to learn how to maintain my weight loss. And I'm going to tell you right now, for anyone who has lost weight, the hardest thing to do is to maintain the weight loss. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, I was able to take those pounds off because I was in movement and I was constantly doing something and I had a lot of activity. But when get to a certain point to sustain that weight loss, you have to put in the work. And I'm going to tell you what that work looks like. So, first of all, Robin says, yes, yes, Queen. And then S. Maxwell, thank you so much for being here live with us this morning. This is a great reminder that sometimes doing things prior is really what puts us in a position to do our next level. Who knew that you were taking control of your weight would be the exact reason you were able to get into this new level of life. Yes, Queen. That's exactly what I am trying to get to, right? I had no idea what that would do for my life. And it is a whole thing, all right? Now, it is part of my brand because if you see, I work out every day. I'm not ashamed to say that. In fact, I'm proud that I decided to continue to work out because I feel like it is definitely gotten me into this higher level of thinking, and my mindset has shifted considerably about who I am and what I'm capable of. All right. Yes, it's the military entrance processing service. Yes, yes, that's what it's called, Camille. Thank you so much because I could not remember exactly these abbreviations. You know how it is. The further removed that we get, all these acronyms and things, they just kind of go away. So thank you. Yes, I'm going to be preaching up in here, okay? Because I again felt like it has been the game changer. Number one, I have discipline. All right. Now, in the military, there is a um, push, if you will, or there's a lot of talk about having discipline. But I also found that accountability. Okay. I was started holding myself accountable because I started to move and do the things required me to maintain my image in the military. In the military, when you're wearing the uniform, there is an image, all right, that they want us to portray. And I started to really understand, even though there were some times that I had gained like 10, 15 pounds, then I had to realize, oh my goodness, what is it that I need to do to get back into, what I know that I can do and the image that I want to portray and how I want people to perceive me. All right. And so I had to start to really find out what it is that will require me to maintain where I was at. I work out too. I still want a great quality of life as I age. I've seen too many people go young from bad eating and health habits. Yes, I have too. That's why I continue to do what I do because we are the leaders. We are the ones are showing the younger generation health is wealth. All right. And we can all achieve it. It just takes effort. Okay. It's it takes effort. All right. So let me just share with you the beginnings. All right. So how did I continue like to think about the ways of how I was going to start out? So um let me back it up. My first base, when I got to my first base, I was struggling with my weight. I was actually on the weight management program because I was still young and I thought I could eat whatever I wanted to eat. And so I would go into the orderly room. This is where you would get weighed in. They had a scale, and they decided because I was within 5 pounds of my weight, my maximum allowable weight, that I was going to go on the weight management program. So I was going on the weight management program. It was a whole thing. Okay. I almost got discharged from the military because I could not meet my weight allowance. And so I decided this is what I'm needing to do. Okay. I needed to do something. Yes, I know. That's what I said. I know I've shared this with a lot of people, but sometimes people think that I just show up and I just look the way that I do. No, there's a lot that goes into it. And so I'm being very transparent to, my story. Yeah. Hip hop, I don't know. I don't know what that means, Queen. Just let me know what you're trying to say. So the first thing that I did was I started to invest in some videos. Okay. This was the first video I bought. These are home videos, y'all. It's called The Firm. It's a total body workout. This one is abs, hips, and thigh sculpting. I bought like these little hand weights, 5 pounds, 8 pounds, 10 pounds. And I started working out in my dorm room. I started, had living off base. This is where it all began. And I invested in like 25 videos, okay, of The Firm. And they had a little step box. And so I would be in there just working it out because I wanted to start to take control of my weight loss. And I knew I needed to come up with something that I would be interested in and I could stay consistent. Then, okay, I invested in, and yes, Camille, Billy's boot camp. Okay, basic training boot camps. Anybody knows Billy Blanks? I started to doing Taekwondo, just like Camille says. And then he came to one of our bases, one of the bases I was stationed at, I can't remember which one, and he signed his name, and I've kept this all these years. All right. Then I started to follow Kathy Frederick. Okay. She's intense. This one's like a high reps, weight training. Then I started to follow Michelle Dozier. All right. Peak 10. And she has all these videos. I'm showing you all this, y'all, because at that time, they didn't have YouTube. Okay. There was no Peloton. That's the craze right now. And so I decided, hey, I needed to really think about how I'm going to stay disciplined with my goals. All right. And I really started to I prioritize even on the busiest days. I said, you know what? Every day I'm showing up and I'm going to do one of these videos. Some of them last, 30 minutes. Some of them last 45. Some of them last an hour. Okay. But I started to put in the time. You had that in Taibo. I know, right? It was crazy, right? But it was a way to start moving your body. And yes, I know it's like crazy how over time, we kind of see where our journey is. But working out and staying fit is part of my personal brand. And I saw that throughout my career. Not only would I start working out, that this is another person that I started to follow. Okay. Now his name is Bill Phillips. Body for life, eating for life. Okay. This right here, I have read front and back. It's got recipes. Sometimes I, go back in here and I think about ways to reduce the amount of sugars and fats and calories for, certain foods that I really enjoy. But I started to research. And this guy right here, the Body for Life, not only eating, but also the movement, the fitness schedule that he recommends. I've been following that for probably over 25 years. And so, it's crazy. That was a workout, baby. Me and Shantae, okay, we're teaching group fitness classes. We started teaching in Japan. And yes, we would take those videos that we had, we'd watch them, we would create our own choreography for our group fitness classes. It was a thing. All right. Beachbody videos. Yes, Beachbody was huge during that time. But you know what? He knows his stuff. Yeah, he is so good. Remember, he came to Japan. I think that's where he came, right, Shantae? He came to Japan and we were all wrapped up with our little bands around our wrist and, doing our thing. I mean, this is this truly is what drives me, which motivates me every single day. Every single day. Because without this journey, 60 pounds, that's all it took. Losing 60 pounds has created this whole new world for me. I have this life where 30 years of service, and now I have the quality of life to do what I need to do in this next chapter. I don't feel sluggish. I don't feel like I can't, not only from a physical, but from a mental aspect. And then there's this connection I did not see back then that I see now, that losing weight wasn't all about just looking good. Even though I could say at 52, okay, I feel great. But it wasn't because, I was just losing the weight. It was about showing up in the best version of myself. I get to show up in the best version of myself. Okay. And I have done it because I decided to take this path of, you know what? All right. It's on me. Where do I want to go? The confidence. Let me tell you about the confidence level I have right now. It's extremely high. It's way up here because when I see myself as being strong. I see myself as being fearless, resilient. All those things that I had to do when I was in the military and how I got past them, I have no idea I'm here. I'm still here, y'all. And I'm still moving forward. I created a business just from the skill set that I'm most passionate about, which is speaking, getting dressed up, okay? Because I don't mind doing all that. I don't mind creating an experience for others to feel, okay? And I have been very consistent. I miss you so much, Shantae. I do. Man, that the time that we had in Japan together was incredible. It was a moment in time where now look at where you're at. You're still building, right? You have an amazing community of people that you're leading and through group fitness classes because it is your passion and you're good at it. You're so good at it. And to ensure that people are always thinking about their health. Health is top of mind nowadays. All right. When you can live half of a century and then you know that half of a century is coming your way, how do you want to do that? How do you want to feel? Thank you so much, my queen. Thank you. Thank you. I really feel really good, not only from the outside, but from the inside. And I think that's important too. What you have going on in the inside reflects what you got going on the outside. All right. So if you're in turmoil, if you're stressed, if you are, giving up on yourself or quitting every time you start, you can definitely see that from an outward expression. I see that all the time. People are in despair. They're not quite sure how to get back on their track, right? It 2025 is coming up again. You know what's going to happen? You know what's happening. Everybody's creating a plan for themselves to get right in 2025. All right. And then what happens is for the first 3 months, everybody's at the gym. All right. Thank God that I'm grateful that I have a gym in our house that I can go downstairs and I work out in every day and I don't have to fight over any machine. I ain't got no googly eyes. I don't have nobody looking at me like when I'm jumping around and all this other stuff because I know what it takes. And I'm my own instructor. I instruct myself even though I follow Peloton nowadays, right? I have a Peloton bike and I have a Peloton treadmill, and I also have a TV down there, and I follow Heather Robertson. Heather Robertson is one of the most amazing instructors, and it's free, FREE, for doing home work, home videos. You know what I mean? Yes, my one small change can change your entire life. Yes, and it did. It actually transformed me. It transformed me. All right. I will never go back to where I was because I know better. And I love this feeling. All right. And this life that I have created and designed. So, yes, if you want to condition your body, look at your surroundings and results. It tells the real story. Absolutely. And people are looking and searching for a way to better themselves, right? They're always looking for, the tool. But sometimes we go into we want instantaneous, right? We don't look at the long game. I look at the long game. I've always looked at the long game. Where is it I can be in the next 10 years? Well, guess what's going to take? It's going to take me showing up every single day, putting in the work, putting in the effort, understanding what my body is capable of doing, what foods to eat, how much rest I need at night. All right. I go to bed early, y'all. We here in the Hemingway household, something's got to be happening after 10 o'clock that you would call out here and say, you know what, something, we need to talk to y'all. I do not answer after 10 o'clock on anything because I value the importance of getting rest and recovery. And in these days nowadays, I don't wake up on an alarm clock. I wake up when my body says, hey, it's time to wake up. And it's usually between 7 and 7:30. All right. And so I believe that when you create, the quality of life, which is looking at the ways that you can really, really, step into your power. And I've been stepping into my power more and more and more, getting the courage and the confidence to do the things that I never thought that I would be able to do, especially in this next chapter. And the discipline, all right? Now I'm looking at my notes down here, y'all. Discipline requires you to be consistent and making decisions for yourself, even when no one is looking. When no one is looking. Everyone wants, the glamorous, right? They want to, get to the point where they're facing everybody. But I'll tell you what, when I'm down there doing burpees and I'm sprinting on the treadmill, it is not a good look down there. There's a lot of breathing. There's a lot of huffing and puffing down there. And people don't really want to take that. They don't want to because that's hard. That's hard work. Well, if I don't challenge myself in a space where no one is looking, what's going to happen when I show up in the presence of a lot of people that I'm trying to lead? So, losing weight for me was like committing to a daily habit. Even when motivation has thrown me off of these obstacles, I am not motivated to go work out every single day. I'll tell you that there are some days where I talk myself out of working out from the time that I get up to the time that I get downstairs. But when I get downstairs, I'm like, you know what? I made it. This is half the battle right here. Is to put on tennis shoes, put on your workout clothes, and just get to work. And so that discipline has carried over into my personal brand journey for sure. All right. So even asking yourself, what do you stand for? Are you living out consistently? All right, whether it's showing up on time, staying true to your word, or having this, professional appearance online, your ability to stay disciplined creates a ripple effect. I know this. I have many of my community who are showing up that weren't showing up before. They're online, they're doing lives, they're posting, they're sharing their story. They're allowing other people to get a chance to see them and hear from them and really allow them to, like get on board with the story. And so I honestly think that these are the building blocks of building a strong personal brand. Because when you all see me, y'all be like, yep, that is the Slay Queen. We know it is. That's her. We see her in pink, right? And if I have a chance to, uh, get dressed up and dolled up, that's me. I'm going to show up. All right. And this resilience, the resilience, resiliency is like a buzzword, right? And a lot of people throw it around, but I had to really stop and think about all the times that I had to push through and navigate in a system that was not designed for me to succeed. And I just kept coming back and coming back and coming back through the tears, the frustration, the self doubt, lowering my confidence level, shrinking myself, muting myself, because I didn't think that I was going to get through it. And then when I got through a certain situation, I was like, man, I did it. And then something else would show up. And then I'll have to repeat the process over again and over again. And it still happens, even in my business, right? Business is hard. Working for yourself and, empowering yourself to start a business and to get a business to thrive, it's hard work. And there are days where I feel like I'm very like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? You know what I mean? But it's part of the process. And I'm very authentic to myself. All right. I am not perfect. I am not perfectly polished as people would think. Yes, they say, hey, you look put together, but there are a lot of nuances to me, right? Nuances to me. Um, I'm intense. Um, Sometimes I'm a little bit bossy. Um, I I know that I'm intimidating sometimes, and I have to pull back, right? I have to pull back just a little bit, but I accept my flaws and I work on it all the time. I just don't like sitting and go, you know what? People are just going to have to take me. All right. Because I have heard that they're just going to have to take me. Well, you're entering into environments, rooms, spaces where you have to adjust. And I've been able to adjust, when I was in the military. Why can't I just do it right now, right? In the civilian life that I have. Well, I have been adjusting and taking away information and using it to the best of my ability. So, I know that this story behind weight loss and what I've been able to accomplish over these past years has been already put into place. This is supposed to be my walk. This is my walk. All right. So if anyone out there who has, lost weight, has a story to share, I'd be so interested in talking to you about that. And, let me know, drop it into the comments, or, somebody you already know that's in your community who has had considerable weight loss and they've been able to use that as a vehicle to pursue their dreams, their goals, their aspirations, right? Because if I could do hard things, y'all, I could do hard things, and I continue to do the hard thing every single day. Um, so I just wanted to share that insight with you all today. This is part of my personal brand journey. Um, And I already know that there is a path for me and then this next chapter, and I'm just moving into it. So thank you all for being here and listening. Because you could have been anywhere else, and I know there's a lot going on out here. There's a lot going on. Okay. So thank you, Stories of Unapologetic Confidence, Camille, Robin, S. Maxwell. Who else I got in there? Shantae. Um, did I say Camille already? Yeah, I think I said Camille already. So thank y'all for being here with me this morning. All right, we just got to continue to show up in the best versions of ourselves. We are the leaders, all right? And people are looking to us to show them the way, all right? To show them the way. So that's what we are here to do. If you're part of my community, you know that's already a given. All right. So keep on inspiring, keep on motivating, keep on empowering those that are within your reach. And of course, sharing your stories. Share your stories as many times as you can on any of the platforms that you have. And just keep on slaying until you can't slay no more. Okay? Because that's what we're doing. All right, y'all. I will see you all in a few days. If you follow me, I have a Slay to Success talk show Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have an amazing guest. And then if not that, then you'll see me next Tuesday. So have a Slay Amazing week. And I will see you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.